Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sirajul Faizi. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to talk about environmental chemistry. You know my friends, this branch of chemistry is very important in today's scenario. So I will focus on some important point. So you can take notes on it. So let us start learning of important point related to environmental chemistry. So first important point, scientific study of chemical and biochemical phenomena that occurs in natural places. You understand this sentence, scientific study of the chemical and biochemical phenomena. The second important point, it should not be confused with green chemistry, which seeks to reduce potential pollutions at its source. Now the third important point, a study of the sources, reactions, transport, effects and fates of chemical species in air, soil and water environments, and the effect of human activity and biological activity on these. So, environmental chemistry is an interdisciplinary science that includes atmospheric, aquatic and soil chemistry, as well as heavily relying on analytical chemistry and being related to environmental and other areas of science. So my friends, you can look at here the atmosphere and the part of atmosphere. You can see the temperature and the troposphere, stratosphere, which is very important for us. Now stratopause, mesosphere, mesopause and thermosphere. What does it mean? Why this classification on the basis of altitude means kilometer? Temperature varies greatly with altitudes. The profile making Z shapes from mesosphere to the ground. Pressure is highest at the surface and decrease with the height. Very important point for objective. Pressure is highest at the surface and the decrease with height. Fluctuation in pressure are a driving force of weather. So my friend, you should know the composition of the atmosphere. What is the compositions? You know the composition of dry air near sea level. Why we are talking about dry air? Because dry air properties is different from other, which is not dry. So nitrogens, oxygens, argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, methane, krypton, hydrogen, nitrous oxide and xenon. These are the components of composition of atmosphere. So the composition of gases in atmosphere is not uniform. That is very important point for objective. The composition of gases in the atmosphere is not uniform. Lighter gases tend to rise to the top and gases are measured in ppm volume microliter per liter. So my friend, environmental pollutions, what does it mean? Environmental pollution is the effect of undesirable changes in our surrounding that have harmful effect on plants, animals and human beings. A substance which cause pollutions is known as pollutant. Very important. What is the meaning of pollutant? A substance which causes pollution is known as pollutant. My friend, pollutant can be solid, liquid or gases. Substances present in greater concentration that in natural abundance and are produced due to human activities or due to natural happenings. You know, the pollutant can be degradable, like discarded vegetables, which rapidly break down by the natural process. On the other hand, pollutants which are slowly degradable remain in the environment in an unchanged form for many decades, like DDT, plastic material, heavy metals, many chemicals, nuclear waste. So, these cannot be degraded by natural processes and are harmful to living organisms. My friend, what is the environmental pollution? In the process of environmental pollution, pollutants originate from a source and get transported by air or water or are dumped into the soil by human beings. So environmental pollution, you can look at here the situations, sources, removal and transport and transformations. This graph will clear your concepts. What is happening? Where is the runoff? Where is the esterification? Solids, groundwater, human health. Everything's related to our atmosphere. So my friend, atmosphere pollutions, the lowest region of atmosphere in which the human being along with the other organism live is called troposphere. In extent up to the height of 10 km from sea level. Above the troposphere, between 10 to 50 km above sea level lies stratosphere. So troposphere is a turbulent, dusty zone containing air, much water vapor and clouds. And this is the reason of strong air movements and cloud formation. So the stratosphere, on the other hand, contains nitrogen, dioxygen and ozone and little water vapor. So look at here the primary pollutant and secondary pollutants. Primary pollutant: carbon monoxide, nitric oxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, ammonia, particulates PM, volatile organic compounds VOCs, volcanoes, wild tribes, agriculture, vehicles exhaust, factories exhaust, towns and homes. Now secondary pollutant, you can see sulfuric acid, sulfur trioxide, nitric acid, hydrogen peroxide, particulate matter, ozone and ammonia ion. Now see the meaning of shipping. So we may achieve climate, but weather is thrust upon us. Now oxide of sulfur. Oxide of sulfur are produced when sulfur containing fossil fuel is burned. Most common species sulfur dioxide is a gas that is poisonous to both animals and plants. It has been reported that every low concentration of sulfur dioxide causes respiratory disease, asthma, bronchitis, emphysema in human beings. Sulfur dioxide causes irritation to the eyes, resulting in tears and redness. High concentration of sulfur dioxide lead to stiffness of flower buds, which eventually fall off from plants. So my friends, oxide of nitrogen. At high altitude, when lightning strike, nitrogen and oxygen combine to form oxide of nitrogen. Nitrogen dioxide is oxidized to nitrate NO3-, which is washed into soil where it serves a fertilizers in an automobile engine at high temperature. When fossil fuel is burned, dinitrogen and dioxygen combine to yield significant quantities of nitric oxide. You can look at here NO and nitrogen dioxide NO2. Now, the irritant red haze in the traffic and congested place is due to oxide of nitrogen. You know, the higher concentration of nitrogen dioxide damage the leaves of plants and retard the rate of photosynthesis. You know, nitrogen dioxide is a lungs irritant and that can lead to an acute respiratory disease in children. It is toxic to living tissue. Also, nitrogen dioxide is also harmful too. You should know the hydrocarbons. You know, the hydrocarbons are composed of hydrogen and carbon only and are formed by the incomplete combustion of fuels used in automobiles. My friend, hydrocarbons are carcinogenic. They cause cancer. They harm plants by causing aging, breakdown of the tissue, and shedding of leaves, flowers, and twigs. So, carbon monoxide is one of the most serious air pollutants. It is colorless, odorless gas, highly poisonous to living beings because of its ability to block the delivery of oxygen to the organs and tissue. My friend, it is produced as a result of incomplete combustion of carbon. Carbon monoxide is mainly released into air by automobile exhaust. Other sources which produce carbon monoxide involve incomplete combustion of coal, firewood, petrol, etc. So do you know why carbon monoxide is poisonous? It binds to hemoglobin to form carboxyhemoglobin. So carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere by respiring, burning of fossil fuel for energy, and by decomposition of limestone during the manufacture of the cement. It is also emitted during the volcanic eruptions. Carbon dioxide gas is confined to troposphere only. Excess of carbon dioxide in the air is removed by green plants, and this maintains an appropriate level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So my friend, green plants require carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and they in turn emit oxygen and thus maintaining the delicate balance. Deforestation and burning of fossil fuel increases the carbon dioxide level and disturbs the balance in the atmosphere. So the increased amount of carbon dioxide in the air is mainly responsible for global warming. Now, what is the greenhouse effect? This is also a very important topic nowadays. You should know about the greenhouse gas. You know greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is the process by which radiation from a planet's atmosphere warms the planet's surface to the temperature above what it would be without its atmosphere. If a planet's atmosphere contains radioactively active gases, greenhouse gases, they will radiate energy in all directions. The intensity of downward radiation, that is the strength of greenhouse effect, will depend on the atmosphere temperature and on the amount of greenhouse gases that the atmosphere contains. So my friend, Earth's natural greenhouse effect is critical to supporting life. Human activities, mainly the burning of fossil fuel and clearing of the forest, have strengthened the greenhouse effect and caused global warming. The term greenhouse effect arose from a faulty analogy with the effect of sunlight passing through glass and warming greenhouse. So greenhouse effect, you can see the solar radiation power the climate system. Some solar radiation is reflected by the earth and the atmosphere. The greenhouse effect, some of the infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere, but most is absorbed and re-emitted in all directions by the greenhouse gas. molecules and clouds. The effect of this is to warm the Earth's surface and the lower atmosphere, sun. So look at here, about half of the solar radiation is absorbed by the Earth's surface and warm it, and infrared radiation is emitted from the Earth's surface. So acid rain, you know acid rain. Acid rain is rain or any other form of precipitation that is unusually acidic, meaning that it has elevated levels of hydrogen ions, harmful effect on plants, aquatic animals and infrastructure. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide react with the water molecules in the atmosphere to produce acid. Nitrogen oxide can also be produced naturally by lightning strikes, and sulfur dioxide is produced by volcanic eruptions. So my friends, adverse effect. What is the adverse effect of this? Adverse effect on the forest, fresh water, soil, killing and insect, aquatic life forms causing paints to peel, corrosion of the steel structures such as bridges and weathering of the stone building and statue, as well as having impact on the human health. So look at here the acid rain. You have the sulfuric acid, nitric acid, you have the gas sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide in water, and these killed by acid rain. Now, important topic, hole of ozone or ozone hole. Ozone depletion described two related events observed in the late 1970s. A steady lowering of about 4% in the total amount of ozone in Earth's atmosphere, the ozone layer. The much larger springtime decreases in a stratospheric zone around Earth polar regions. The later phenomenon is referred to the ozone hole. You know, the main cause of ozone depletion and the ozone hole is manufactured chemical, especially manufactured hydrocarbons, refrigerants, solvent, propellants and foam, blowing agents, chlorofluorocarbons, halogens referred to an ozone depletion substance. So these compounds are transported into the atmosphere by the wind after being emitted from the surface. So once in the stratosphere, they release halogen atom through the photodissociation, which catalyze the breakdown of ozone into oxygens. Both types of ozone depletion were observed to increase and as emission of hydrocarbon increase. Look at ozone hole in pictorial diagram, UV radiation and ozone layer. So what we are doing, what is our duty? We have to develop green chemistry. Green chemistry, also called sustainable chemistry, is an area of chemistry and chemical engineering focused on the designing of products and processes that minimize the use and generations of hazardous substances. Whereas environmental chemistry focuses on the effect of polluting chemicals on nature, green chemistry focuses on the environmental impact of chemistry, including technological approaches to preventing pollution and reducing consumptions of non-renewable resources. So, overarching goals of the green chemistry, namely more resource efficient and inherently safer design of molecules, materials, products, and process can be pursued in the wide range of context. So my friend, you can see the green chemistry prevent waste, maximize atom economy, less hazardous chemical synthesis, safer chemicals and products, safer solvents and reaction conditions, increase energy efficiency, use renewable feedstocks, avoid chemicals, use catalyst, design chemicals and product to degrade after use, analyze in real time to prevent pollutions. So, what is the conclusions of today's lecture? Man is noted as the greatest polluter of the environment. Devastating activities such as extraction and processing of resource, increase in population that lead to damaging the scatter of garbage, increases industrial activity among others. These have resulted in the pollutions of air, water, soil and sound. And these have negatively impacted on environment, hence their related impact include disrupt ecosystems, destruction of aquatic life, disease, global warming and acid rain among others. So environmental pollution has called for action of rehabilitations, protections and conservations of the environment. So at last I would say thank you. Thank you very much for your listening. So this lecture is for awareness of our society. What we'll do, what we have done, you have to analyze it. So thank you very much for listening of this video. If you like such type of video, then subscribe my channel and thanks for watching.